We've got the one and only Clifton Hatfield tonight. This is actually a big treat. You guys don't even realize you're going to get this guy tonight, but it's a really amazing opportunity to have him. So, Clifton, I am going to mute myself out. You're going to take it away. Go as long as you possibly can, and I will house questions, and we'll rock it from here.
Sounds awesome. Okay, guys. Well, first, Heather, great job. It is definitely a disappointment that your internet connection wasn't doing so well. So I know everybody's totally bummed about that. I think you're doing a great job. So I was excited to get on and watch everything that you're doing. But you know, sometimes we just cannot control how the internet's going to play around with us. So especially, you know, I know you're down in Mexico and everything, and I'm totally jealous about that. I'm here in Ohio, and it's been rainy and actually a little chilly today. So let's see. First I need to pick a blog to get into to work on, and let me think here. We can do. Let's see. We should be able to actually work on mine. So if I go, I'm going to log into my blog. Now, all of you that do have an Internet Lifestyle Network blog, you should already have I should have sent you your username and login details. So everything I'm going to go through right now are those details were sent to you in the email that I sent to you. So we're going to go ahead and log into our dashboard, and as Heather was explaining, she was showing you how to set up the opt-in banner on your home page. So what's really great is I actually don't have it set up on my blog, so we can kind of walk through it and show you how to set it up. Because you can see here on my blog that I actually don't even have it set up. I'm so busy and so consumed with everything else and taking care of all of you guys, I have very little time to actually work on my own stuff. So I use GetResponse. I know Heather says she uses Aweber, which is great. I know Vince uses Aweber, and a lot of other big leaders use Aweber as well. These email marketing systems is that they will work with they will work with my plugin, no matter which which email marketing service you use. In theory, it should work with any of them. Now, of course, I haven't tested all of them because there's so many of them out there, but I've definitely tested all the big ones like GetResponse, Aweber, Infusionsoft, GetResponse, iContact, MailChimp. All of those have been tested, and they should work just fine. So I'm not going to go through exactly. Oh, look at that! It looks like my credit card's about to expire. Better get that updated. So I'm not going to go through how to set up a web form because that's kind of outside of the scope of this, or how to set up a campaign. But what you need to do is once you set up a campaign inside of your email marketing system, no matter whether that's with GetResponse or Aweber or whatever, then they're going to output some code for you that you're going to be able to copy and paste onto a web page. Now, this code is the code that you use for people to enter their name and email address, and so you can capture that information so you can market to them and keep in contact, and more importantly, develop a relationship with them as time goes on. So I've already actually created a campaign. I've already created the opt-in form, and usually you get two choices between a JavaScript code, which is something short like this, which begins with the word script, as you can see here, or you can use just the raw HTML. And I think this is kind of where Heather was leaving off. Now, this is a lot of code here to copy. Now, you can, in theory, you should be able to use either one of these just fine inside of my plugins, inside of my theme, and there should be no complications whatsoever. So it's really your preference, whichever one you want to use, because my plugin is going to just ignore all of this stuff and just strip out the important things that it needs. So it really doesn't matter which one you use. So we'll just go ahead and I'll just copy this short one here. And I'm going to do, let's see, okay, so now I'm back in my dashboard. And over here on the left-hand side, you'll see your admin menu will look very similar to mine right here. And in order to set up the opt-in banner, let's see, I'll show you. I know Heather talked about it, but let's go ahead and just so we're all on the same page, and just in case anybody came in a little bit late, we'll jump over to Rhonda's blog real quick, unstoppablefamily.com, and you can see I'm going to show you guys how to set up this banner right here with the opt-in form on the left, and then a YouTube video on the right. Now, I've never set this up on my blog before, so this will be great to go through all of this with you guys. All right, so over the left-hand side, hover over Internet Lifestyle, Internet Lifestyle tab in the left admin menu. In the flyout, you'll see a tab that says opt-in settings. So we're going to click on that. Okay, now once it looks like I actually did have this set up at one point, probably for testing purposes or maybe even shooting a video tutorial like or a webinar like we are right now. So this is great, okay? This is really great. Now, the first option is status, enable opt-in form. Now, by checking this box, that's going to automatically start displaying the opt-in banner on your blog. But I'm going to go ahead and leave this unchecked because the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure I get everything filled out. Once everything is completely filled out, then I will check this and I will click Save Changes, and that way when my opt-in banner is being displayed on my banner, then I will know that it is already set up and ready for anybody that's landing on my blog right away. So now this next option here, which says placement, you actually only have one option for content. The reason why is because I will be continuing developing and expanding the functionality of this plugin, which is great, and giving you different options on locations on where to place it. But right now, the only option is before content, which is directly beneath the header and the navigation bar. Now here are the conditionals. Now what do conditionals mean? Conditionals are what pages you want this opt-in form to be displayed on. Now, if you uncheck all of these, it's not going to be displayed at all. So what we need to make sure is we have at least one of these checked. So if you only want the opt-in banner to be displayed on the home page, which is the front page that people typically land on, then just check the home page checkbox. If you want them to just land on pages or posts, then you can do that accordingly. But most people are just going to check all three. So no matter what page they land on, they will be able to see, visitors will be able to see your opt-in banner, which is totally awesome. Now, I've got some great ideas to expand this and even give you further options, even be able to pick specific pages and whatnot. So I think it's going to be really cool. I got a lot of great things planned for this. The next one is your background color. So there's several different options here, and I'll show you the background color that Rhonda has picked here is blue, and it looks great. It matches with the rest of her theme. So she's picked blue, and by default, I believe black is picked. Black or blue is picked by default. So you have the option to change any one of those, and same goes for the button color. Now there's a button color for the opt-in form, and you have the ability to pick a color that either complements the background color of your opt-in form or even the background or the color scheme of your theme. So you can kind of mix and match and play and be unique from anybody else. Now the next one is the title. I think the title is pretty self-explanatory actually. It's what's going to go right above your opt-in form. So you can see that Rhonda has just placed hers. Keep it simple. It says Unstoppable Family. Now if you're offering, let's say if you're offering an ebook, maybe a free ebook or anything like that, then this is where you can describe a short description of what you're offering. Even a call to action would be really important. Get my free ebook, enter your name, email address below. Something short and simple to really get to the point, deliver a call to action. Now template, this is where it gets pretty cool. Most people choose video as their template, and you can see I keep switching back and forth, but as you can see on Rhonda, and I would say probably 95% of the people actually choose video. Why do they choose video? It's because video is in theory the most powerful, because you can really deliver your message and really does a great job of promoting exactly who you are, being very transparent. We, as Rhonda was saying, we call our blog our home, a blogger's home. You've seen people there to learn more about you, learn more about who you are, read more about your messages, and really kind of develop a relationship through blogging. And by choosing a video and shooting a short video, introducing yourself, or maybe even talking about your offer, your ebook, or your newsletter, you can do all that, and you just upload it right to YouTube, and we can place it right here on the opt-in banner, which is totally awesome. So you can choose video. If you choose bullets, what that is just a list, a bullet point list next to your opt-in form. So that may be good for, I keep bringing up an ebook, but that may be good for an ebook. So if you're offering an ebook and you want to highlight maybe some specific points, maybe a table of contents or something like that, for your ebook, then you can just make a bullet point list with your opt-in form. Now there's no video with that, it's just a bullet point list. And then your image, for example, if we choose image, then there is no video, it's just an image. So back to the whole ebook example, you would be able to, if you had, let's say, an ebook cover or a screenshot or something that you might want to promote or display as the the image next to your opt-in form, you have the ability to do that. And it's fairly simple to be able to do that. All you'd have to do is just click on the upload button, and when you click on the upload button, you can upload an image to your blog's media library, and it will automatically inject the URL right here inside of this field. So I'm going to stick with video because it's the most popular, and I feel like it's going to deliver the best message to your visitors is through video. So here we go. I have a random video here selected. I'm not sure which one it is, but let me go ahead and show you how to get a video. So let's jump over to YouTube. It looks like my internet's moving a little slow tonight, so please bear with me, guys. And let's see what comes up when we search my name. All right, cool. So here is, all right, here's my channel. So we will select, it doesn't really matter. We'll just do this one. Okay, now once you land on the blog, or I'm sorry, on the video that you want to use, right up here at the top in your address bar, you'll see the URL, and it looks something like this. This is all you need to copy, guys. It's super easy. So just select it and copy. There's no, you don't need to mess around with going to the share, and you don't need to do the embed, or don't copy this short link because this isn't an actual link. It's just a short link. I want you to copy the link right up here inside the address bar. Keep it super simple, and then all you have to do is just paste it right in there. So that's it. Now your video is set. My script, my code for you, so you don't have to worry about anything else. All right, now the next one is the HTML form. Now remember when I was over in Get Response and I copied that HTML form? So I'll hop back over here, and I actually copied the JavaScript side of it. So I'm going to go ahead and right click, copy. I'm going to paste it right in here. All right, that's it. That's all you have to do. Now my code will go ahead and update that. You can see it went ahead and updated it for me, and it pulled out, it stripped all the unimportant stuff and just kept the important stuff. So you can see as the code changed here. Let me go ahead and do that again for you guys. All right, so I'm going to paste that JavaScript in there. And if we watch here, let's see, there we go. All right, so it went ahead and switched that code and parsed it out for you. Now down here, these are probably the most important pieces of the puzzle right here. These two options here, name field and email field. I want to make sure you guys set this up correctly, because I would say that about 95% of the problems that people have with setting up their opt-in form involves these two fields. Now I will admit that obviously I'm not explaining exactly what these fields need to be set to, and it's kind of difficult because every form is going to be different. So what we need to do is name field. What that means is you need to associate the field, the correct field name with the name field. It's kind of confusing now that I say it, but if you click on this drop-down menu, you'll see a list of options, and more often than not, you'll see one that says name. It might say first name. It might say your name, something like that. All you need to do is just associate this drop-down option with the name field. Same goes for email. So I'm going to click on this drop-down, and look, here's one that says email. Now, depending on what kind of form you're using, whether it's Aweber or MailChimp or Constant Contact, these options may be different. So I want to tell you guys that right now. It may be a little bit different, but you should be able to choose the one correctly. If you have any problems at all, please feel free. You can contact me. You guys should all have my contact information. If you don't, then you can contact me by going to support.internetlifestylenetwork.com, and I can help set this up for you guys. So I want to walk you through it and make sure you guys know how to set it up yourself, so that way you're not dependent upon myself, Heather, Rhonda, or Vincent, or anybody else to set this up. So our goal is for you guys to have the ability to manage and change and grow as you move along. So the last one is the button. All you need to do is just whatever you want your button to say. So if I'm promoting a newsletter, then I may want this button to say something like click here to get my newsletter. How's that? All right, so now I've got all of these things set up. I've got my title, my template, I've in my video. Let's see, I've put in my form, I've highlighted, or I've chosen my name field and my email field, got everything set up. So enable opt-in form. Now, I'm going to click save. All right, now once the page is refreshed and it has saved this information, there's something else that I want to show you guys, and I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, so let's go ahead and see. Hopefully it doesn't work, because I want to show you something. Oh, looks like it did work. Okay, well, sometimes, I'll go ahead and cover it for you guys now. Sometimes when you go ahead and enable that opt-in form, it may not show up, and I want to make sure all of you know the reason why. Now, every ILN blog that I set up comes with a cache plugin. What that means is anytime someone loads a page on your blog, somebody visits your blog, they're more often going to see a cached page, a page that has been saved on our server. What it does is it delivers content the fastest for your visitors, because you don't want a slow blog. You want your content delivered so fast. So what can happen is if you make any changes to your blog and you're not seeing them being reflected on your blog when you go to preview it or see it, then that page, you may be looking at a cache page. You might not be looking at a live page. So in order to resolve that, this is really important, guys. In order to resolve that, we're going to hover over settings here on the left-hand side, and we would click on WP Super Cache. This is the title of the cache plugin I'm using. It's a great, great plugin, and I recommend it for anybody that has a blog. So then we're going to go over to Contents. We're going to click on Contents, and I'm really glad I get to go over this with you guys, because this is a huge issue with you with the blogs not being displayed as people are expecting. However, I don't want people to disable the cache plugin, because it is very important. So right here you see a delete cache button. All you would do is you would just click this button, and it will delete the cache that is being saved on our servers. So now that I went and covered that, let's hop back over to the front page. You can see here's the opt-in form, and it did work, and it is showing for me. You can see here's the YouTube video that I chose right here on the right-hand side. You can see here's my title, get my premium videos today. Here's my button, click here to get my newsletter, and then right inside here, your visitor can enter their name and their email address. Now, when they enter their name and email address, what's going to happen after they submit this information? That's a great question. And what happens is, depending on how your email marketing software is set up, is depending on where that person will be sent. So let me explain that in a little bit more detail. I use getresponse.com. When I've created my email campaign and I've created my opt-in form, I have the option to redirect people after they submit the form. Okay? So by default, I do most of mine to just redirect back to the page that they were on. So if a visitor comes to my site, they enter their name, their email address, and they click to get my newsletter, the page will refresh, and they will land right back here on this page, which is great user experience, because that takes the person right back to where they were, so they can continue browsing my blog and learning more about me. However, what if I maybe had some sort of offer here that says, click here to download my ebook. Now maybe what I want to do is when they enter their name and email address, it redirects them to the page to download my ebook. And that is a setting that you would create inside of your email marketing software. And that's something that I'm sure Rhonda or one of us can go over with you guys, or even do in another webinar. I think that would be a great class to go over. So something else that Rhonda asked me to go over, we're adding maybe a couple of banners to your sidebar. And I'm going to show you and walk you through some of the best ways to do that. So the first thing we need to do, well, let me explain real quick what these are over here on the right-hand side. These are called widgets. These are your blog's widgets. Now, a widget basically is a module that you can place within your blog's layout to add different functionality. And you can really go wild with these and get really creative and add different things in here, and this really separates your blog from others. So to set those up, once we go back into our dashboard, over on the left-hand side, you'll see the Appearance tab. We're going to hover over that. We're going to click on Widgets. Okay, now that I've clicked on Widgets, you can see I've already got a couple banners over here for the Internet Lifestyle Network banners. Those are super simple to set up, guys. This is a widget that I wrote. I'm sorry, a plugin that I wrote for this widget. And over on the left-hand side here, to add one of those, it's really simple. All you have to do is just find here inside of the available widgets area, it says Internet Lifestyle Network Banners. Just click on it, hold down on the mouse, drag it right over here into the primary widget area, and let go of the mouse, and it will drop it. You have different options here. I don't remember which. I think the plugin that I actually have installed on my blog is kind of a test plugin. So I'm not sure. I think the current version only has 2 options, but all you need to do is just choose which banner you want to display. I know there's at least 2 different options for this active plugin right now. Like I said, my plugin has 3 because I think I have a test version installed. So either way, you can choose different banners, and then all you have to do is just paste in your affiliate link in here. So if you have an affiliate link to myblogisthat.com, obviously I'm just putting in the regular link because I don't have an affiliate link, but if you have an affiliate link, then all you need to do is just paste it right into that field right there. And if you want, when somebody clicks on that banner, if you want that to open up inside of a new window, all you have to do is just click on this checkbox, click Save, and what that does is it adds another banner over here on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and refresh my page and see it. And when somebody clicks on that banner, it will open up myblogisthat.com inside. There you go. You can see I added this banner twice. So when they click on it, it will open it up using myblogisthat.com, or after they've purchased a new blog from you guys, then all they have to do is close out of it, and boom, they're still right back on your blog. So that's one way to add a banner. Now, what if you are promoting another product, or let's say you're a distributor on a product and you want to, if you want to fancy some of your own banners over here in the right-hand side, well, how do you add one of those? Well, I'm going to go through that. There's actually a couple different ways. I'm going to go ahead and show you probably the simplest way. And there is a widget called Ad Space widget. It says use this widget to add any type of ad as a widget. Now, same goes with this one. Just click on it, drag it right over into the right primary area, drop it down, and you'll have several different options here. Now, if you want to use a software like Google AdWords, or maybe Linkshare, or some of those ad programs, then you can get the code from them and you can paste it right into here into the ad code. So if you want to put Google AdWords on your blog, then you can go ahead and paste that code right here inside of the ad code field. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the title because I don't want a title in here. As you can see, it's optional. However, if we're not using an ad code like Google AdWords, then what we can do is we can actually upload a banner to our media library and put it inside of these lower fields here. So let me go ahead and go over to my media library. If you guys haven't uploaded images to your media library yet, then this will be a great tutorial on how to do that. So let me pull up some pictures here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, so in order to add, you have 2 different options when you're adding media to your blog. You can either just drag and drop the file right here inside of this dotted box, or you can click Select Files and navigate to the file on your hard drive. I prefer to just drag and drop. So I just click on the file, and there we go, drag and drop it. That was kind of weird. My computer kind of jumped around a little bit. So I hope you guys saw that. All you have to do is just click on the file. You can drag and drop it into this field and it will upload it, or you can, like I said, click the Select Files button, navigate to the file on your desktop, on your hard drive and upload it that way. It's the same thing. So once it's done uploading, you can see that it shows me a finished upload right here. Next, click on the edit link. It's going to open up a new tab, and you can see here is the image that I uploaded. Very cool. And over on the right-hand side is the file URL. This is really important. This is where that image is now stored on your website, inside of your files, inside of your hosting account. It's actually stored on the server. This is where it's located. So we're going to copy this. I'm going to right-click and select copy. Now I'm going to go back to my widgets page. All right, so we're going back to this page. Going back to the add space widget over here on the right hand side, which is still open because we never left this page, and I'm going to paste it right here into the image URL. All right, so I just pasted the file URL into the image URL, so you can see there it is right there. All right, now link URL. This is where you would put your affiliate link into this field right here that you want people to be redirected to. So if you are if you're promoting, let's say you were promoting Riplin, and you had a Riplin banner that you uploaded to your media library, you place it in here, then you could put your Riplin link right in here to link URL. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to put, just for testing purposes, let's just put google.com. Okay? Now, alt link. What's the alt link? It's short for alternate link, and it's more often used for somebody with disabilities. It's more for accessibility, or if the banner for some reason doesn't load, it gives that person an understanding of what that image is about. So for this example, I will just put Google. Okay. Now, so when someone with maybe disabilities or something goes to this page, and they can still understand what that banner is without actually being able to see the banner. They'll understand that it's a banner for Google. Okay, so I wish I had a Google image that I could upload for you guys so that to help that make a little bit more sense. But that's how you add. That's how you would add a banner to the sidebar using the add space widget. Now there's a couple different other options depending on which kind of approach you want to take as far as adding banners there. But for me, I feel like that's the simplest and the easiest way to do it is just to upload it to your media library. Now, real quick, I've talked about the media library a couple times. I want to show you guys my media library and all the files that I have inside of it. So now that let's go ahead and make sure I save that because I want to show it to you on my blog. So we'll close a couple of tabs here that I've got open. And all right, so now we're back on the front page of my blog. Refreshed. And all right, there we go. So it's loaded. Now these banners are loading, and there you go. Look right there, at the very bottom. You can see that's the banner that I just uploaded. And if I click on it, it will take me to google.com. Okay, cool guys. So we got that. Let me go ahead and get rid of that so I don't confuse any of my visitors. So to get rid of a widget, if you're unfamiliar with how to do it, it's simple. Just open the widget and click delete. Now it's gone. So since I'm talking about this right now, and I'm going to probably go cover a lot of stuff. There's so much stuff that I could cover over this WordPress because I love it. But while I'm on this page right here, guys, I want to show you something that's really cool that nobody ever knows about, and it surprises me. So over here on the left-hand side, you'll see the boxes available widgets. These are the widgets that you have available to drag and drop into your primary widget area, which is right over here. But if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see an inactive widgets. Well, what are inactive widgets? It says drag widgets here to remove them from the sidebar but keep their settings. So let's say, for example, Rhonda wants to promote her Marketing Mondays once a week, and she has a really great graphic. Let's say Ashley, my wife, designed a really beautiful graphic for Marketing Mondays for her, and every Monday Rhonda wants to put that widget on her blog, but she only wants to put it on there on Mondays, so people that are visiting her blog on Mondays can click on it and register for the webinar that night. But she doesn't want to have to recreate the widget every single week over and over again. That would become a hassle. So what she can do is she can actually just create that banner like I just showed you guys using the add space widget, drop it in there, and then she could take it and let's go ahead and minify this so this So all right, so it'll be easy to get to. You can go ahead and just drag it and drop it right over into here, and that will save it. Let me scroll down a little bit. I got a lot of inactive widgets, you can tell, and drop it in there. So now every week when Rhonda wants to promote her Marketing Monday banner, all she needs to do is go back into her inactive widgets and then drag it right back into the spot, and it'll be like she never even deleted it, or nothing ever changed. So that's really cool. Most people don't know about that, so I wanted to make sure you guys all know about it so you can take advantage of that ability as well. All right, so let's see. What were some of the other things that we could cover? So we've covered the banners on the right-hand side. We covered the opt-in banner right here with your video, and you can choose some different options. Let's see. We could cover. I want to make sure, since I've got a lot of you guys on here tonight, that we cover some information, a lot of things that questions that I answer for people so often. And you know what? There's something that I really want to cover that's really important for you guys, is your authorship and your profile page. That's really, really important. So let me cover this again real quick. So I've got my blog here, cliftonhatfield.com. All of you have your own co-branding blog. And one thing that a lot of people lack is setting up their profile, setting up their information on their blog. A lot of us create an about page, which is really cool. But if you notice, underneath all of my blog posts, it says Google Chrome spell checker is the title of this blog post. Directly underneath that, it says by Clifton Hatfield. Now, this is the page. This is a link to my author page. And you can see here, it has a little picture of me. It says about Clifton Hatfield, a short description about me, and then it has all the blog posts that I've written. Okay. Now, you're probably asking, why do you need a page of all the blog posts that you've written if this is your blog? Of course, they're all going to be written by you. Well, that's not always the case. There's a really cool feature inside of WordPress that allows guest authorship. So, and if you're guest authored on my blog, written about things like security and written about things like Facebook and whatnot, and that's a really, really, really cool thing that WordPress offers, and I suggest that you guys do it as well, is invite other people to guest author on your blog and write about related topics and things like that, and it's a great mix-up for your visitors. So anyway, back to what I'm talking about. I get off on these little tangents here. So to set up this page, it's really important, and I'll show you how to get this picture here and everything. So we go back into our dashboard. Over on the left-hand side, you'll hover over users. You click on your profile. All right. You can also get to it by hovering over up here on the right-hand side where it says Howdy, Clifton Hatfield, and clicking on Edit My Profile. So you can get there either way. So let's go ahead and click on your profile. I'm really glad I get to show all this to you guys. So on this page, you've got your personal options, and this is how you set up your profile. And you have a lot of different options here. Most of these, a lot of you can probably ignore. They're not really important. In fact, some of you might not even have them. These might be some additional plugins that I've added. But here you can make sure your first name and your last name and all this information is set up correctly. Now, when I create a blog for somebody, I always put their first and last name in. But I want to make sure, I want you to make sure that it's set just the way you want it, just the way you want your brand to be displayed, you want your name to be displayed. So I highly suggest everybody go through in here and make sure all this information is correct. Display name publicly as. Now, if you have a nickname, or if you want your last name first or your first name first name, if you want all of that, you have different options here. You can pick. If you just want your first name displayed, you can pick that. But because it's cliftonhatfield.com and I'm branding my name, I want to make sure I have my name is being displayed under all my posts. And that is the name that's displayed right here by Clifton Hatfield. So if I had a nickname that said Blog Rockstar and I chose that as publicly as Blog Rockstar, then that's where it would be displayed. Your email address, this is required. This is definitely, you need to make sure you have an active email address right here, so that way you can retrieve lost passwords, you can get information about comments and things like that. website, if you have a different website, if you have maybe a business website or another blog, or if you want to link to like a Tumblr account or something like that, you can put that information here. And you got a couple other options here for like Google Plus, your Twitter name if you want to link to your Twitter. And then down here is where you enter your bio. So I've seen people write and add their bio in here, and they write like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph inside of this about yourself page. Don't do that, guys. This is just a very short 3, 4, 5 sentences that are going to describe you, because this is displayed underneath every blog post within your blog. So it needs to be short. You don't want it to be longer than your blog post. So you can see here, I've just got a couple paragraphs in here talking about me. And let me show you where that's being displayed. First of all, it's being displayed right here on my author page. But let's go to this blog post. And once the page loads, I know it's being a little slow today too. So we'll scroll down. There you can go. You can see right here underneath this blog post, it has about Clifton Hatfield, and there is that paragraph right there. If they want to, see all the blog posts written by me, of course they can click here. But this is where all that information is right there. So it's really important that you guys set this up, because if somebody's reading your blog post and they scroll down here and they see, if they see about Jane Doe and there's nothing down here, there's no picture here, it's going to look like the blog's fake, or it's going to look like it's inactive. It's not going to look like somebody's actually continually authoring this blog. So it's really important that you guys have that information there. And then of course here's where you can change your password, update it, and here's a couple other options for SEO, and where you can change the title and the description of that page. That's kind of the outside of the scope of this real quick, but if you guys have questions about that, you can always contact me. So once you're done, just click Update Profile, and that will update this information right here. So real quick, how do you add this photo? If any of you are on the GRN, if you guys hopped on and took advantage of the GRN Discovery opportunity, that is totally awesome. You probably have already set up your Gravatar, all right? But if you haven't, let me go ahead and I will try to walk you guys through that really quick, how to set up a Gravatar. Now, Gravatar.com. Gravatar.com stands for Globally Recognized Avatar. An avatar is really online. It's a representation of you online. Most people obviously choose their own photo. So to set up a Gravatar, you need to have a WordPress.com account. Now, gosh, I'm covering a whole lot of stuff here, and I hope this is going to be recorded so you guys can go through it slower, because I'm kind of breezing through it, because I will talk all night if Rhonda lets me. So WordPress.com is different than your custom ILN WordPress account. Okay, they are two different logins. Now I want to make sure I get that across clearly, that the login that gets you into your dashboard of your custom blog will not work for WordPress.com. WordPress.com is, even though it's owned by the same company, there's still two different things. Your custom blog is on its own platform, and WordPress.com is a whole nother network. So, but it's okay. You can create an account, and it's free. So all you would do is just click sign up, and you click sign up, and you would go through the process to sign up, and add your Gravatar. Let's see, it's pausing my screen for a second, so bear with me, guys. I will go ahead and log in real quick, and I'll just cover this really quick, because I feel like this is extremely important for everybody. Yeah, okay. All right, so hopefully you guys can see my screen again. All right, so this is how Gravatars work. Gravatars associate your picture with your email address. Okay, so when you enter your email address over here, we're back on my profile, edit profile page. This email address that I have associated with right here, I have to have a picture tied to that image associated. I'm sorry, I have to have an image tied to that email address. How do I do that? I set up a Gravatar. So once I've created an account, I can click on Add an Image, and I can choose an image from the internet. I can choose an image from my hard drive, and it will upload it. It will give me the option to crop it and resize it, make it really cool or whatever. so it fits nicely. And then it'll be listed here inside of my Gravatars. Now you can add additional images. You can see here I have 3 different images. You can add more email addresses as well. So if I use my email address for Gmail, then on another blog or on my blog or whatever, then it will still associate this picture right here of me inside of that blog. So that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to add anything to your blog or anything like that. It does that automatically. Like I said, globally recognized avatar is what that stands for. So once you get your Gravatar set up, then your photo will start displaying here automatically. Now it takes about 10 or 15 minutes once you get it set up for that to propagate across the entire internet. But just within a few minutes, it should be displaying there, nice and cool, just like that for you guys. So that's what I wanted to cover for you guys on that. And I think it's really important that everybody sets up their author page. Now that's different than your. I'm going to wrap it up here real soon because I think we're pushing an hour. But that is different than your about page. Your about page is where you can write a lot of information about yourself, add additional photos of maybe your pets or your dogs or your cats and your family and your children, and places you've traveled and things like that, things that you love and enjoy that you have passion for. You can add those on an about page, and to do that you would create a new page and then just start typing and adding information in there. Now I'm not going to cover that real quick because, like I said, I think we're kind of running out of time. But of course, I don't have the video tutorials in my dashboard because I don't need them. But if we, let's see, I'm going to hop over here. This is Rhonda's. Okay, so over on the left-hand side, if you click on Manual, over on the left-hand side, guys, if you have an Internet Lifestyle Network blog, you all have these video tutorials here, and I strongly recommend you take advantage of this. We pay a company in Australia to professionally create these videos and keep them updated for every new version that rolls out of WordPress to keep you guys always on top of your game and always with updated information about what's new and how to use the core functions of your blog. And what this admin bar does, how to use the editor for when you're writing blog posts and you're creating your pages, how to create hyperlinks, how to add paragraphs, how to embed video. So if you want to add a YouTube video to your blog, there's some simple ways to do that. You have several different options there. How to add images, how to edit your images, how to crop your images. There's just all kinds of great stuff in here. How to add pages, manage your pages, post, comments, profile, widgets, menus. There is so much information available for you guys, and I want to make sure that you take advantage of all of that, because I read every support question that comes in to me and goes through the support center, and a lot of them can be answered by watching some of these video tutorials. So, like I said, these video tutorials cover the core features of WordPress, and if you have a question about a core feature like how to use the editor, how to add a link or anything like that, then you definitely take advantage of these video tutorials. Now there's one more thing, is the user manual. The user manual is a written, in-depth manual of how to use core WordPress. Now it's not going to let me show the manual inside of the screencast, but you can click on that and it will open up a new window and display a very detailed list and information about really how to get in depth and really understand and really use your blog. So if you're somebody like me who actually prefers to read instructions rather than watching a video, then this would be great for you. If you're somebody who would rather watch videos and get a step-by-step and be able to pause and things like that, then the video tutorials will be better off for you. So Rhonda, are you there?
Of course I'm here, Clifton.
Okay, awesome. I know I went over a lot of stuff. I hope I didn't go too fast. Was there anything else that you'd like for me to cover while I'm here?
You know what? This is fantastic. I mean, seriously, people, this is exactly what everyone wanted to hear. There is one question that did come through earlier, and they were asking if we can actually change the font on the widget, the opt-in widget.
Yes, absolutely. Now, one of the really awesome things about the theme is you have a whole lot of control over it. Now, I say that laughing a little bit because the previous version of my theme was really open, and it was even more open than it is now. And a lot of people, when you give them more ability to really make things cool how they want, that also opens up the door for them to create more problems and mess things up. Um, which can create more of a headache. But I think with the new theme, it's a lot simpler to use, and you still have a lot of options, nearly unlimited options, really. And I will show you guys how to do that. So over here on the left-hand side, you have Internet Lifestyle, and you can click on Theme Options. Now, I'm giving you the option to customize the font and the colors and things like that of different parts of your blog. So I'm not going to save anything. In fact, let's go ahead and hop back over to mine, so we're not messing with Rhonda's. So let's go back over, click on Internet Lifestyle, click on Theme Options, and that will load. All right, load the different theme options. Now, let's say I did want to change. I don't have any widgets over here that have font, but let's say you wanted to change the font inside of your widget. To do that, we hover over Layout. Inside the flyout menu, you'll see widgets. You will click on widgets and look at all these options. There are definitely a lot there, and you can probably imagine how somebody may get in here and start fiddle in and mess things up. Now, I don't want to discourage you guys. I don't want to discourage you guys from experimenting and checking things out and changing things, because that's how I found out that's the best way for people to learn. They can watch a webinar like this or watch a video tutorial and they can pick up some clues, but really going in and just taking the time and playing with different options is really a great way to learn how to use the tools that are available. So down here, if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see some options for the fonts. Widget title, this is the title that's displayed above the widget if you have one. And you can change the size. You can actually change the font family. Look at all these different fonts you have options to choose from. Totally cool, right? So if I chose a different one, different font, then I can pick a different style. You can change the colors here by dragging around this color picker. And then if you want to preview it, you just click on this magnifying glass here that says Preview your customized typography settings. And there we go, refresh, and it'll show me what a preview of that will look like. And the same goes for down here, let's see, widget text. I can change the text that's actually displayed inside of the widget. And then you can really do some other cool things with the widgets, like change the rounded corners, different background colors, some more options, border colors, things like that. So you really have the flexibility to play around with the widgets and customizing those. Now, once you've saved those widgets, save those changes, guys, make sure you click on Save All Changes. And remember in the very beginning of this webinar, when I started speaking, was if you make a change here and you're not seeing it being reflected on the blog, the actual live blog, don't forget to come back over here to Settings and go to your super cache to delete your cache, just like I showed you. The other option would be to just totally disable that plugin completely, but I don't recommend that because it helps save bandwidth, it helps load your blog faster. It has a lot of benefits to keeping that plugin active, and I set up everything for you just the way it needs to be. So I don't recommend changing any of these settings or anything because I've got it set up just the way it's supposed to be. So I hope that answers that question. I will give me a couple more minutes, and I'll just breeze through some of these other options too as far as fonts, if that's okay.
Oh, you, Clifton, they are loving this. People are going crazy.
Good. So underneath styling, you have some more options. You can actually change your link colors too. Simple, just click on the color picker. You can drag it around. You can see the changes here. So if I want more of a yellow, you can pick a yellowish, orangish color. You can change different colors here. Typography. All right, so this is where our typography is. And more specifically, our headings. Now, I could go on and on about all of this, but your headings are a great way to break up content within your blog post. So if you're writing a blog post and you're covering different topics within a single blog post, you probably want to break those up not just by paragraphs, but also by headings or subtitles, as some people call them. you can actually customize those subtitles, the colors and their fonts, by using the typography. So H1 is short for heading 1, H2 is short for heading 2. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then let me hop over to a page real quick, show you guys. Okay, let me see here. Goodness, my internet's running slow. I hope I'm coming through. Okay. All right. So now once this editor shows up, look right here. When I click on this paragraph drop-down menu, look at these. Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. All right? That, if you want to customize the color of those, that's how you do that. So if I wanted all of my H2 or my heading 2 font styles to be a bluish color, then I would choose blue and I'd click save. And then anytime I write in here, hello world, and I will go ahead and make that a heading 2. Okay. Now right here you see it's still black. It's still just plain text. But when I publish it, it will be on my live blog. It will be a bluish color on my live blog, which is totally awesome. So that's how you customize that stuff, guys. So that's how you customize your typography. There's all kinds of settings here in the layouts and everything. I don't recommend like messing with your background or your header or even your navigation bar, because those are all things that I specifically set for each and every blog separately. So I go through and set up each one of those specifically for your blog. So if you start messing with those, you may mess up the appearance and the graphics that go along with your blog. If for whatever reason that does happen, totally send me a message or send me a message to the support center, and I'll totally help you guys out, take care of that for you. So, so with that being said, now that we went over some of that stuff, I do want to talk about real quick how to actually use that. Remember, think in threes, guys. So when you're changing colors, you're changing fonts, you're changing font sizes, you're changing, you're using bold and italic and all of that stuff. Always think in threes. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, sizing is the best example. You should never have any more than 3 sizes, 3 different font sizes on a single page. And really, because people, when they land on a web page, they base everything off of a hierarchy, order of importance. So if all of your, imagine if all of your text was one big font, it's just one huge font, and somebody lands on that page, they're not going to know, they're not going to be able to distinguish the importance of different text. Well, what's important and what's not important? I don't know, because it's all big. So it's really important to never have more than 3, because obviously the biggest one is going to be the most important, and you've got the middle, which is going to be the medium in importance, and then you've got the smallest text, which is is going to be the least important. So the same goes for colors. You should never have more than 3 colors. Same goes for different font styles, so different font families or different font types, I guess I should say. They should all be think in threes, so that way it creates a better user experience, and it doesn't confuse your readers when they land on your page. For example, if all of your text is bold, if all your text in your content is bold, you could confuse your reader, because now they're not sure. They feel like the entire thing is important. So it's good to always think of it from the reader's perspective on things, and always give yourself room to make things important when they are important. So I hope all of that makes sense. If it doesn't, totally feel free to hit me up, and I can help you guys out, or even shoot a video to kind of explain it a little bit further. So how's that sound, Rhonda? Sound good?
No, it was, yeah, absolutely fantastic. There was you're great. I mean, there's one additional question
Sure.
that I just want to make sure it's a very easy one. You don't know if you have to go anywhere. Star asked if you could, if they're able to delete the cache at the top of the page too, instead of just going to the settings. Is that
Awesome question? That's an awesome question. And in fact, I usually tell people just to go there and click on that, but that at the top of the page is more specifically for, if you hover over, it says delete cache of current page. Now, if you are doing something like or let's say you're adding your opt-in banner, you've set that up, you've saved it, and you go to your home page, you refresh, and it's not there. Uh-oh. You know, all you need to do is you can hover over the delete cache link that's in the admin bar right up here up top. I'm not on the home page right now, but if I were, let's see, I don't have it set up on my blog, but on everybody's blog, you should have a link up here that says delete cache on every single page when you're logged in. Say delete cache. You can click delete cache, and it will delete the cache for that current page. Now, a little footnote here, guys, is I set up the cache for everybody to delete every 3,600 seconds. So I believe that's whoever can do math here, I believe that's every 24 hours or something like that. Which is, so it should automatically delete all of your guys' cache every 24 hours or 48 hours or so. So that way, not everybody's always going to see a cache page, but if that were to happen, I just want to make sure all of you know that are on here tonight know where to and how to delete that cache. So were there any more questions, Rhonda? I'd love to answer them for everybody that's on tonight.
Yeah, I think they're good. Linda had a question in regards to her featured image. She said every time she does a post, her featured image is not showing up.
Awesome. Well, if we've got time, I can cover that real quick and breeze over it. Is that okay?
These guys are all sitting here just loving everything you're doing, Clifton.
Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So featured image, that's a really popular question as well, because we always write our blog posts and we always want to share them with the world and share them on, more specifically with Facebook. Now, what Facebook does is when you share a blog post on, let's choose a page here. When you share a blog post on Facebook, Facebook sends their little spiders, their little bots to your website, to the page that you shared, and they crawl it. They look at all the source code of that web page, and they pick out all the images. Now, if you specifically have a featured image picked, which it sounds like Linda's already gotten that far, then it will use that featured image. However, there's sometimes when it doesn't use that image, and some people don't understand why. Now, first I'm going to talk about how to set that featured image. And once you go to your blog post and you're creating a blog post or a page, over on the right-hand side, you'll see a featured image box. You just click on that link, set featured image, and it will open up the media pop-up, and you'll have option of all of your images here that are uploaded to your media library. You can pick one and set that as your featured image, or you can upload one by clicking upload files and dragging and dropping or selecting a file that's on your hard drive. Once you have one picked, then let's go back to media library, and I'll just pick this one of my beautiful wife, set featured image, and boom. Okay, so it's placed this image right here on the right hand side. Now when I click update and I go and share this page on Facebook, Facebook will pull this image right here and display it with my blog post. Now, what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't display this picture or displays a different picture? There's probably one of two odd things that are going on there. The first one to check for is to make sure that Facebook is not caching your old content. So let's say instead of displaying a picture of my wife, it's displaying an old picture that I had here of our son, one of our sons. Well, what you need to do is you need to go and clear Facebook's cache. I know it's kind of a chore, and Facebook does this for a lot of reasons, and it benefits all of us, is to save bandwidth. It saves bandwidth on your blog. It makes things faster. And the way to do that, and I don't know the link exactly, but there's a great way to find it, and I do it every single time. I've been to it a million times. Is go to google.com and just type in Facebook debugger. Okay? Facebook debugger. And it's going to be the first one that pops up, I guarantee it. It says debugger, Facebook developers. Now you guys are getting some really high-tech advanced stuff here, but it's really simple once I show you how it's done. So I'm sharing this blog post, and wait a second. Okay, wrong one. All right, so I'm sharing this post on Facebook and it's showing the wrong image. Now what I need to do is I need to copy the URL to this page that I'm sharing on Facebook, and I need to paste it right inside of here. Now this is pretty high level stuff, guys, but it's really important for you if you're having this problem, because this is honestly this is the only way to fix it. So once you paste in there, click the debug button. It's gonna What Facebook is doing right now is it's going to that web page, it's crawling it, and it's gathering, it's reading the source code of that web page. All right, so now it's loaded. Now it's going to give me information about it's going to give me all the information that I picked up while scanning my source and scanning that web page. And you can see right here is a little tiny thumbnail of the image that it picked up. Okay, now like I said, if it were picking up an old image that I was using, maybe of our sons or something else that I had there, and it wasn't, and I changed the photo and it wasn't updating on Facebook, then I can go here and this recaches that page. So now when I share this blog post on Facebook, it will display this picture. It will display this picture of Ashley. So that could be one of the problems. Now, there's another problem that's really, really common, you guys, is the image that you've uploaded, the featured image that you uploaded, is not the right size. This is another really big problem. It's best to upload the biggest image that you have, bigger the better, and it needs to be, I forget the exact proportion, but it needs to be somewhat square. It can be rectangle or whatever, but it needs to be somewhat square. You can't have like a really skinny but long or wide photo. Facebook will ignore it because it doesn't fit their layout inside of their website, inside of your newsfeed. So you need to pick something that's pretty square. It needs to be really, really big as you can get. And if you've uploaded it and it's not picking up, and this might be Linda's problem that she's experiencing, if it's not picking up that image, Linda, that you've placed in there, definitely head over to the debugger, enter in the URL to that blog post, click debug, and it will tell you that the image that you used is not the right size, so we ignored it and we used this image, and it might have picked a different image of yours. So that's a really, really, really common problem. That can't fix it, then please shoot me an email, clifton@internetlifestylenetwork.com, and I will definitely check it out for you and see if I can give you, some more insight on it. So, are there more questions, Rhonda?
No, Clifton, I mean, you are killing it. And this is such an ultimate treat. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of people on the line tonight. They may not even realize what they're getting tonight, but we are really excited that you're here and that you've been able to really shed some great light on not only, the theme, but just really the steps that needs to be taken that some people get stuck on so simply. So, Clifton, you're the man, as you know. And
Thank you.
I cannot
You're
wait to
fabulous.
meet you and see you in Vegas. And
Oh
for
man,
the
we're so pumped.
right?
We're so
And
Yeah, we're
yeah, it's
so
gonna be
excited.
amazing. And for those of you guys that are here that love these themes and love what we're doing, you can certainly get back to if someone invited you here, then most likely they have an ILN theme or a blog. If not, you can go to my website and you can find out, where to get your own blog from because it says that I have blogs there on the right hand side. But we want you guys to have the best benefit of getting these amazing blogs. This is the number one blog that's right now on the internet. People love them because they're just lead magnets. So if you don't have one, get one. You need one. You should have one. And we will be more than happy to point you in the right direction. If you don't have a person, just send us a private message. But Clifton, you're awesome. Heather, thank you for doing your best there in Mexico. But either way, it all worked out. It actually, I always say everything works out for the right reason, Clifton. And we've got you tonight. So we're super happy.
Yeah, I'm glad I hopped on to help you guys out and take care of things. There's one more thing that I wanted to throw out to you guys. I said that you're all welcome to of course, email me if you have support. But I also really recommend if you have a question about using something inside of the theme or a widget or anything that I covered tonight, I really encourage you to actually ask it inside of the group because I find myself answering a lot of the same questions over and over again. And if we can, if you ask a question inside of the group, then I almost guarantee that there's going to be a handful of other people that will definitely find interest in the answer that myself or somebody else gives, or so that way we can really help more people at once. That's really the point of the network and the community and the group. So that way, if you guys have a question, you can ask them inside of there. And if you feel like that, if you feel the answer is going to benefit everybody. So I wanted to throw that out there before I hopped off the line tonight. But thank you so much, Rhonda. And you're awesome. I absolutely love what you're doing, and I'm really glad that I got the opportunity to hop on here tonight and go through all that stuff with you guys.
Right on, buddy. All right, we'll see you guys. Have